It's that time again. Hello everyone and welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to another Apple event. You're going to have Tim Cook, Phil, Craig, and then Jony Ive talking about the corners. Yes, we are familiar with this. They just did an Apple event last month for the 5S and the 5C. Now we're getting a new Apple event, and this one was far more exciting in my opinion. I don't really give a crap about the new phones. I have a 5. It's close enough to the 5S that I don't care about the 5S. But this Apple event, very interesting. A lot of interesting key points that I wanted to bring up to you guys. I may not bring up everything, but I did just finish watching it, and I want to try and talk about it while it's fresh in my mind. First things first, Mavericks is free. That's the biggest point of this conference for me. Mavericks is out now, and it's free. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to get it because I have a Hackintosh, and there are so many finicky things. I was running on Mountain Lion. I'm running on Mountain Lion now, and there were so many weird problems that eventually got fixed in a weird supplemental update, and now I don't touch it. And it's always been that way. So I won't be adopting Mavericks, but the fact that you can get the latest operating system for free, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So if you have a Mac, if you have a compatible Mac and you actually have actual Mac hardware, I don't see a huge excuse for you to not jump into Mavericks, other than the fact that generally, the software when it first comes out tends to be a little buggy. So if you want to avoid that, I can understand you wanting to wait a few weeks or months. But anyone who's not afraid, jump in and try it out. The thing I would most be excited for in Mavericks, there is tagging now in Finder, which is pretty neat. There's supposed to be some upgrades in terms of getting longer battery life, which doesn't mean hill of beans to me because I use the desktop. But there's also supposed to be a built-in password sync thing into Safari, which is really, really interesting, and that is the number one thing that is of interest to me with Mavericks. Basically, when you input your passwords and also credit card information into Safari, it holds onto it and automatically syncs it on Safari on all your devices, your iPads, your iPhones, etc. And there's only one password you have to remember. So you remember that one password, it auto-generates passwords for you, takes care of remembering everything for you. It's all built in to Safari. There's programs out there that do that for you, but now it's built into Safari, so it's just saving you a step. It's nice and easy. So that's probably the thing I'm most interested in Mavericks. Otherwise, new stuff for, I don't know, laptops, which they're cool, but I don't use a laptop. Next up are apps. Really exciting information for me because GarageBand got updated. It's needed an update for quite some time. I'm using whatever the latest version is, but I don't remember. But if you buy a new Mac, now not only do you get iLife for free, because you always got iLife for free, but now you get iWork for free as well, which is pretty cool, especially if you were actually planning on using them. They are pretty good alternatives to Office. And if you're trying to do it may be a specific thing, you might say otherwise, but iWork generally can completely replace Office. You won't need Office if you have iWork. And now both of them come free, not only with Macs, but with all iOS devices as well. But they announced that last month, so it's really not that big of a news. But there are new Mac applications, which is really cool. There is new iPhoto, new iMovie, and GarageBand. Do I care about any of that stuff? Just GarageBand. I don't use iPhoto, nor would I use iMovie since I use Final Cut Pro 10. GarageBand has a new feature called Drummer. Really, really cool looking. I don't make a whole lot of music in GarageBand, especially lately. It seems like whenever I make something with loops, it gets flagged on YouTube, which pisses me off. So I end up using YouTube's content library thing. But the possibilities of having, an automatic drummer, no matter what you choose to do with your loops, or with something you record, is really fascinating. So at some point, I'll probably get the new GarageBand. It's $15 on the Mac App Store, which I think is a very good price for it. Anyway, we should probably move on to the main event, the thing everyone was excited for, which was the iPad Air. They are coming out with a new iPad. It's the 5th iPad? Yeah. The 4th one? No, the 5th one. 5th one. I think it's the 5th one. Maybe it's a fourth one. I don't know. But now it's thinner and lighter. It weighs a pound, which is really neat. I don't have an iPad. I don't really see a need for me to own an iPad. If I had one, I don't know if I'd use it because my life takes place in this apartment, and in bed I use my phone, and when I get out of my bed I sit in this chair on my computer. But for the people that use iPads, or if you wanted an iPad, now is a great time to get one because they're coming out with the iPad Airs. Otherwise, the iPad mini got a Retina display, which everyone expected and wanted for a long time. And then we can move on to the Mac Pro, which is something I was pretty excited about. They talked about configurations, about the specs inside. I'm pretty sure that my current computer is better than the Mac Pro configuration and did cost about a third of the price. But that's typical of Apple. It's radical and it's new, it's different. It is a little upsetting that you're losing traditional technologies. I can't just slap hard drives in there. But the concept is cool. Will I get one? Probably not. Probably won't. A Mac Pro is something I've always wanted, and I may get sometime down the line, sometime in the future. But right now they're too expensive. The starting price on the Mac Pros are $3,000, and that's for what's in them. Even though the technology is super cool, it's just not right for me yet. Maybe if I'm making more money sometime and I can outfit Mal and myself with Mac Pros that just sit on our desk, that'd be pretty cool. I like what Apple is doing. I don't mind the direction they're going with the Mac Pro. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't mind it. But it's just not something I'm going to adopt anytime soon. Anyway, that is my review of the Apple event. What did you think of it? Talk about it down below. If you are in the market for an iPad, do get the iPad Air because it's going to be the same price unless you wanted to drop down in your price a little bit. You could get an iPad 2. But personally, I wouldn't recommend doing that. I've talked to Emil, who has actually had some issues with iOS 7 on his iPad 3. So I would probably say that you would want to get like the newest version of something. For the iPad Air, for what it is, because I don't think the iPad 2 even has Retina display, you would most definitely want to make that jump. Also, there was new MacBooks, which were interesting because Carly wants to get a MacBook, but they're completely dropping the non-Retina display line, which I don't really care about, but it sucks because the price difference is still there. I know that the 13-inch MacBook Pro non-Retina is only $100 cheaper than the Retina, which is a good price point, but the 15-inch was actually it was actually considerably cheaper, and that's the one Carly was going to get. So I don't know, stuff I got to figure out because I'm the one advising her to buy stuff. Anyway, talk about the Apple event. It was a fun event. I liked it. It was pretty standard. Not as many screw-ups as what happened in June, which was nice. But yeah, talk Apple. And that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and let's meet back tomorrow, shall we? Because I made this. This one was 100% made by me, except for the fact that Mal did, cut it. Piss! Alright, it's fun time. Let's go. Ellie's got a gun. Ellie's got a gun.